Hi Flosstube, Judy here from Aussie and a Kiwi World. It is Tuesday, February the 28th, so going into March tomorrow. Can't believe how fast that time's come, and gone, so nearly into the third month. I just wanted to say welcome back to all my subscribers, and if you're here for the first time, hopefully you like what you see and you hit subscribe, hit the like button so that it actually gets it out there with the algorithms, and sit back and enjoy. I don't actually have too much to show today. I am in a different location again, just in the lounge. Decided that I'd sit somewhere comfy to be able to do the Flosstube, and we'll go from there. So not a huge amount to show you. I have had a really busy couple of weeks with the civil defence, and I've sort of gone back to business as usual for the last sort of week, but then that's actually taken me into a really busy time of trying to catch up where I haven't been in the office to do my normal work. So yeah, and stitching sort of been a little bit slack because of needing to rest obviously the time that I'm home. So I have a couple of projects to show you that I've been working on, not much stitching, but I do have some plans for next month, and also a couple of new Flosstube Flosstubers out to actually show you that who I've been watching. So first of all, we'll just start with what I've been working on. So I will pop, the first one was actually Flea Market Flowers. I'm sure everybody's seen this, and I'm a little bit delayed within the time that I've been doing it, but this was actually a stitch along with a few of my friends, and most of them are finished, and as always I'm actually still going. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. I will pop a photo up here of what it was looking like before I actually started working on it, and this is where I'm at now. So as you can see, I filled in some of the oranges, the greens, the blue, so quite a bit of work done on this one. It is actually quite a nice stitch once you get started, and having no back stitch and stuff like that actually makes it even more fun to actually work on. So I hope to get some more of that done later on in the year, maybe a few months time. So yeah, that's Flea Market Flowers. I think I'm probably the last one to actually be stitching that. Most people have already finished. The next one that I've got, and you'll have to excuse me, I've got all my stuff on my side table just here, so I do have to turn a little bit. The next one is I'm doing a stitch along with Leigh from Creative Leigh. This is Tiny Modernist's The Stitch Goddess, and it's quite a fun project. You can actually, when you purchase this, there's actually an alternate one that you can have as well with a different hairstyle, dark hair and darker skin. The design itself is pretty much the same, but it's just got a different variety of the young lady. So I will pop a photo up here of what it was looking like prior to when I've been working on it, and not much stitching on this one, but I did get some of her hair done. I think maybe last time I showed this I'd already done a lot of this, and then I had to pull it back out again because I was one stitch too far across. I can't remember whether I'd shown that on my last Flosstube or not, but I've restitched that, added in some blue. You can see the eyes coming in. I'm pretty excited about stitching on this one because the colours are just amazing. So that's the Stitch Goddess. I'm pretty sure there are a couple of other people stitching that as well, so I think it may be Kel Stitches, I think maybe doing that one. I'm not 100% sure, but there are a few people. So the next one I'm doing is another stitch along that I'm doing with a friend called Judith here in New Zealand, and it is the Who Let the Frogs Out. So it's a little bit hard to actually see what this pattern will be because of see if I can get that to focus, because of the green behind it and only using the white thread. So this one's from the Heartstring samplery, and the design is by Beth Twist. So I'll pop a, actually I'm not too sure whether I started this last time, I may not have, but if I did, I apologise, but this is where I'm up to now. So this is Who Let the Frogs Out, and this frog is just adorable. So this is the same on all four corners, so sort of from this section here just repeats as the four goes around, and it has only been a couple of days work that I've used done on this one, but I really love this pattern, so that'll come out again next month, in the month of March, when I explain what my plans are. And the last one that I've been working on, this is a sale that I'm doing with Darren from Dizzy Stitches, Kelly from Kel Stitches, and there are a few others as well that have jumped on there. I believe that Lindsi from Blushing Pink Stitches is also doing it. So I will link the people that I'm mentioning for Flosstube down below. But this is the Mini Top Frog by Jody Bergsma. This is amazing. I'm doing this one on max colour, so there's loads and loads of threads that are needed for this one. I apologise if you hear the noise out the back, that's my husband in the shed. And I thought I'd be really clever and spend some time on this and start just getting lots and lots of stitches in as much as I could. So I'll show you a before photo of where it was before I started working on it. And this is where I'm at now. So I have added in, there's a couple of eyes coming in of the frogs here. I've added in couple of this little bits of green, the orange that you can only just see down the bottom here, and all of this black. I've decided that I would sort of try to get some black in and start colour completing. So as I was stitching this, and as you can see I've got quite a wide border here, as I was stitching I sort of thought I'd just double check to make sure before I got any further that I've got the right amount of room to go across and down with the stitches. So I counted down and everything was fine, plenty of room up to the top and the bottom. But when I started counting across here, I have started way too far across here, and I've now only got one column, like one grid left on the right hand side once I get over to where I'm meant to be. So I have asked a couple of friends and they've said just to sew some calico or something on the side to allow it to go into the Q-snap for me to be able to stitch it. So let's hope that that actually works, and that's what I'll try. But another one that will come out next month with my March plans is that one. And that's all that I've stitched on. If I can jump straight into my March plans, and that will be, March is actually going to be a month of frogs for me. I've decided that I am actually going to pull every single pattern out that I've got that have got frogs on it within the 174 that I've allocated for this year, and I'm either going to start it or I'm going to put some stitches in it. So I do have quite a few projects with frogs, as you're probably aware, and a lot of these haven't been started yet, so most of them will be new starts. So I'll have the Who Let the Frogs Out, which I've just shown you. The mini top frog will be another one. Another one that I've also already started, but I haven't worked on it for quite some time, possibly years, is Kissing Frogs, which is a Heaven and Earth one, and I'll pop a copy of what it will look like at the finish just here. And this is where my start will be, is just here. So I've started doing the outline of the girl. I've just got to fill this in with black and fill in her body here of black as well. So it'll be nice to actually get some stitches on this one. And I always seem to go back to the projects that have got lots of black stitches, just like my Adele. But I do like to just be able to outline and then fill in the block, and I'm sure plenty of other people are in the same boat. So just quickly go through the other patterns that I've got, so you've sort of got an idea of what will be coming in my next video. And so Heaven and Earth designs, this is the blue Frog in Blue, which is a Joe Lynch pattern. This is the the sister to the other frog that I've done like this, but it was in the reds and red, blues and yellows. So that'll be a brand new start. My Pain-Free Crafts, Wind in the Willows, is another one that I've got. I haven't started yet. This is a picture of another person's one, but I'm going to start this because it does have a frog in it. So I'm excited to start that one. Heaven and Earth, another Heaven and Earth of Jody Bergsma. I've got Story Keep Rainbow Valley, which is this one. Another frog. So, and that will be a new start as well. Another new start, Mini Singing in the Rain, which is another Jody Bergsma from Heaven and Earth. And that is another frog one. Sorry, it's focusing properly. And this one, unfortunately, I'm not sure of the actual website, but it does have down the bottom here, Belka Stitch. I'm not 100% sure whether this is a legit pattern or not, because I haven't been able to transcribe the address into English. So, but this is the watercolour, frogs in watercolour. Another new start. Another new start is Mandala Frog, and this one's from Neni Design off Etsy. So this one reminds me of watermelon. My apologies, Charlie's going crazy out there because of the noise Craig's making in the shed. Iris in Love Designs, this is frog art, which is really cute. So another new start. And this one is Tree Frog by Happy Little Mouse, another Etsy designer. And that one's quite cute. That'll be the first pattern I've done on black for a little while. And the last one is my Charting Creations Frog Pond. This one's just a new purchase and a new cell that I'm going to actually be starting. I can't remember whether we said we're going to start it on the 1st of March or 1st of April, but any time is fine. And I do have an event set up in my Facebook group, which you'll find the details down below. I do have that set up. So what I'm going to do, I am going to set up an event for each of these projects. So if you do actually happen to have one in your stash, or you wanted to go and purchase one, jump on over and join me in stitching it. So it'll be a fun month for the month of March. So I've mentioned in my previous videos that I wanted to actually try to go to weekly videos to try to be able to keep a little progress as I go. So what I'm finding is that I'm getting really busy, and then my videos come a little bit later, and I don't like to sort of say that I'm going to do one and then not do it. So I've struggled with the timing. It's next month actually starts my really busy period at work, with setting rates and doing lots of paperwork and checks and things like that before the new rating year, which starts on the 1st of July. So between March and about August, I'm really, really busy. So I thought instead of doing weekly or fortnightly, I'm going to now try to do monthly videos. And I understand some people may not like the fact that I'm going to do monthly, but to me, it'll give me plenty of time to have some really solid days of stitching. And if I miss a couple, it's not going to make too much of a difference. It'll also help me schedule things in so that on the 1st of the month, or around the 1st or the last day of the month, I can actually do a video and come on and chat with you and check in with what I've been stitching on. So if you can maybe jump in and do some stitching with me this month, I do want to actually set up a Zoom call. So around maybe the 15th of March, I will try to set up a Zoom call on the weekend, maybe a couple to sort of accommodate for different time zones. And I'll also do a couple of messenger video chats as well throughout the month, so that we can just jump in and have a chuck the video on, stitch where you are. It doesn't matter what you're working on, or whether you just want to come and have a chat. I did try this with another Facebook group that I was with, and we done that on Saturday, and we had like 12, maybe 11 or 12 people at one time. and it was fun. Like, people get on there and you have a laugh and have a conversation, or you can just sit there, and there was a little bit of time there where it was just silent. We were all just, we called that the awkward counting silence, which is where people are obviously counting to move to the next place, or just where there's nothing to be said, but we just sit there and enjoy the time together. So I will try to do that for the starting the month of March. So if you've got any questions, or if you wanted to actually enable me by sharing some frog patterns, if you have any, or even if you know where I can get some frog needle minders, then please just let me know and I can go and do some shopping and have a look at that. So so that's all the stitching stuff that I have for you today. It's going to be a really short video, but just in relation to life plans or what's going on with my personal life. My daughter she's due next Monday, so the 6th of March. So we're only like a week away. The baby can obviously come anytime now, and she's planning on it coming a couple of weeks late, so we still have a couple of weeks to go, but we'll see what happens. But I'm sure I'll be so excited to share with you in my Facebook group and also on my next video about when the baby decides to show its face and we find out whether I've got a little granddaughter or a grandson. So this is Charlie. He's just decided to pop over and say hello because he jumped up. So the very last thing I just wanted to mention was a couple of Flosstubers that I've actually seen, I've come across in the last couple of weeks. So one of my subscribers, Lisa, who has been commenting on most of my videos, we've had good conversation, and has reached out and said to me that I inspired her to start her own Flosstube, to be able to share her story as well. So this was off my personal story of where I posted that on, I'm pretty sure it was Flosstube number 9. So Lisa's actually started her first Flosstube, and if I can say, she is just a natural. Sits behind the camera, communicates, and yeah, amazing. So I'm not going to actually share her story on here. I'll leave you to go and watch her and check that out yourself. But all I can say is to Lisa, thank you very much for the support that you've provided for me over the time I've been on Flosstube, and I certainly will repay the support back on your channel as well. So she's already reached 100 subscribers, which was really quick after her first video. So she does have a 100 subscriber giveaway. If you want to pop over and have a look at that, then feel free. I will post the link to her channel down below. The other one that I have been watching is a Kiwi, and that is Lauren, and I believe her channel is called Stitching by Loz or Stitching with Loz. Again, I'll put the details down below. She has some really lovely projects that she's working on, and I really enjoyed sitting there and watching her on her video. So I've gone and watched all that she has now, and I've caught up, which is really cool. And the very last one that I wanted to actually shout out was Kim, a friend that I've got through a stitching group. I met through a friend, so it's sort of a long list, but now I class as a friend. She's actually just jumped in the deep end and done her first video, and I'm not sure whether she's got a channel name at the moment, but it does just come up saying Kim Allen. I will link her group Facebook down the bottom. I will link her Flosstube down below, as I do with the others, and please jump on and check out what she's got. She's got some really cool projects, and she's a lovely lady. Join in trying to increase her subscribers by giving her some love. So that's wonderful for them to actually come into the Flosstube community. I'm really happy to share what they like to do as well. We've got very similar projects, which is even better. So we can stitch along the same. And It just makes it so it's a lot more fun to stitch with friends rather than stitching on our own. So check out those three lovely ladies and subscribe if you like what you see, and go from there. So, okay, so that's pretty much all I have to say today. Thanks very much for coming along. I look forward to seeing you in a month's time, and that will be with lots of frog projects, and we'll go from there. So if I've forgotten to say anything here, I will try to add. I will try to add an extra video if I have forgotten, because there's something in my mind telling me that I need to be saying something, and I've forgotten what it is. So it's one of those things. So okay. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy watching Flosstube. Enjoy the month of March. Before we know it, it'll be April Fool's, and the months just go way too fast. And by then, I'll hopefully be a new Nen. So take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.